It's prudent. It's vital to approach this day with a mindfulness, with a self-awareness. Okay, we need to steer clear of any kind of rash judgments, hasty actions, and by staying grounded, staying centered, we'll be able to navigate the intensity of the sky with a grace, with a sense of control, harnessing the transformative potential to deepen our connections and fuel our path forward. So sit back, relax, let's explore the cosmic energies. Together, we'll gain an understanding of how to embrace this energy, utilize this energy, make it our own, and move forward today and every day. Hi, I'm Tilly. This is Tarot with Tilly. Thank you for being here. Thank you for all the positive, loving support you send me each and every day. You guys absolutely rock. Welcome to your daily focus for February the 21st, 2024. Let's dive into the numerology. We have the 21 energy today. The 21 energy says there are things that we need to pay attention to. It might be mundane, it might just be the finishing touches, but there are loose ends. We need to leave the past in the past before we can truly go forward. We need to understand that we are at the ending of a cycle in our lives and ready to be reborn into a new path, a new start, a new ambition, our new things about the current things that we're doing, an elevated path perhaps. 2 plus 1 is the 3 energy. The 3 energy is about transformation. It's about communication. It's a curious energy. We want to transform. We want to see new paths, new things to learn, new things to dive into. If we look at the daily numerology, it'd be a 2 plus a 3 plus an 8. That gives us a 13 energy. The 13 energy is a very lucky number. Unfortunately, what happens to us under a 13 energy can sometimes seem not so great, not so wonderful. It's only in hindsight that we see the potential that the 13 energy opens up to us. So we may feel like our apple cart got upset, but in actuality, that had to happen for the rest of it to all fall into place for us, to set us on that new path forward, to opening us up to a world that we may not even known existed until that happened in our life. So let's dive into the astrology. Sun is in Pisces. Our moon is in Cancer when we start our day, but it quickly moves into Leo around 8:30 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, bringing in the strength of the lion. Now, under this energy, pride will keep us from being petty, but pride also will block us from opening up and revealing our true feelings. It's a great time for romance. It's a great time to be creative. And we tend to be a lot more open to taking risks. So for the next couple of days, know that about yourself, okay? Especially when I'm going to tell you what I'm about to tell you. You know, we tend to be open to taking risks. That's not a good energy to have right now. Let's start with Mercury. Mercury will sextile Neptune. We become sensitive. We become intuitive. So listen to that inner voice today. It's a good time for artistic, creative work, especially if you're communicating something through your words, singing, writing, teaching. It could even be a painting, but you're trying to express something through that. We can make great strides in our relationships if we take a compassionate approach under this energy. Venus and Mars. Venus and Mars is actually going to conjunct tomorrow, but we should be feeling this energy today. Okay, it's a time to become creative, especially with our love, our money, our pleasures we desire in our life. But we have to be very careful with this energy, okay? Because we may find ourselves very spontaneous to jump right into our pursuits. We'll think of something we love, and before you know it, we're halfway to the jewelry store to buy those earrings, to buy that ring, to buy that necklace, or, the yacht, or the boat, or the car, or so be careful here, okay? Our passion meter is like right off the charts for the next several days. So we may be in less control of our emotions, our feelings, our wants than we usually are, okay? And that's may allow us to step right into some kind of impulsive action or decision without thinking things through, and we all know how that ends, right? Okay, let's get to the cards. Let's see what the cards have to reveal to us. So just take a step back before you do anything very impulsive, please. You'll thank me later. Our underlying energy for today is the Four of Pentacles. The Four of Pentacles is very much like similar to that 21 energy in the fact that we're holding on to something that we need to let go of. We need to allow it to go into the past, out of the forefront. We're holding on so tightly to this that and it could just be a belief, okay? It could just be you believe that you've put in 25 years at this plant, this corporation, you've got a semi-good pension, they pay you decently, and you're not going to rock the boat because you can't risk losing all of that. But what are you, what could the gain have been? If you would have taken a risk on yourself, if you would have believed in yourself, if you would have said, here's my 2 weeks notice, I'm going to try this. Because if somebody employed you for 25 years doing what you do, then chances are you're pretty good at it and you would be able to find work again if, for some reason, your idea didn't pan out the way you thought it would. I'm not telling you to quit your job and go after your dream. What I am telling you to do is to think it through. And is the risk worth the challenge that you're going to put in front of yourself? Sometimes we really don't do anything until we have to. Most times it's because you got laid off unexpectedly and you had to do something different. And that led you into a success that was like you couldn't even imagine being in that place and time. I was at a conference once and the speaker was talking about he was an air traffic controller, and I can't remember, I think it was Reagan at the time was the president, and they went on strike and the president said you have to go back to work, and they said no, we're not going to, and they completely replaced everybody. They just hired all new people and just left these people without jobs. Okay, you're done then. And this guy was telling his story that he was one of the air traffic controllers, that he wanted to, his dream one day was to get there and shake the president's hand and tell him how he destroyed his life, what he did to him personally, just by that act. And he ended up getting into some kind of marketing program, made millions of dollars. And so he bought a ticket for a dinner that the president would be at because he could easily afford it at the time. But he shook his hand. But when he shook his hand, he thanked him for doing that, because he never would have branched out and did this on his own had he not had his back against a wall. Sometimes we just have to let go and let God. Sometimes we just have to let go and trust in ourselves. Sometimes we just have to let go and trust in the universe, in our higher self, in our knowledge and in our wisdom, in the fact that we are protected and they are creating the path for us. They will take care of us. The Six of Swords, it's about going into uncharted territory. Here we are. We stand on this boat. Now the boat, I've pointed this out with this deck before. Let's try and get the glare away, though. Okay, and for these are brand new cards. I bought them like 3 weeks ago. Okay, I retired my old deck because I could see that, after 20 years of shuffling, they did become faded. But is a brand new deck, so it's got that glossy finish. The other ones didn't have any gloss left on them. So the back of that boat is made so it can fit a motor, and we've been standing there on the shoreline not wanting to go forward because we don't have the motor yet. The motor will make it easier, we'll get there faster. Just hold off on everything. We got to wait for this, we got to wait for that. And this is saying you got that pole in your hand for a reason. Push offshore. Okay, the water is very serene. It's inviting you to go forward into uncharted territory, to discover new opportunities, adventures. And you don't need much. It's not like we've got a bunch of suitcases in there, just the clothes on our back. Those swords in front represent our strength, our knowledge, our wisdom, our intuition, all working for us, our successes that we've had in the past, the the knowledge that we have obtained along the way, all protect us in going forward, that we will be safe, that this will be a journey of a lifetime, opening up new opportunities. So we do have a lot about opening up to new opportunities. The Justice card appears. This is about, understanding what doesn't have value or doesn't move you into the direction that you want. Okay, so for example, Paul was a little upset. He wanted me to get Netflix. I had canceled Netflix, and and there's times when I'm like, yeah, I could really use a good series or something. Yeah, but then he almost had me. He almost had me where I was going to, go online and fill out the credit card information when I said no, because if I could sit there for an hour, how is that going to pay me? I need to sit in the office for an hour. That is what's going to generate the income, because I have no income. I retired too early. So, but I did buy a stock of pencils so that if I need to sell them on a street corner, I'm set. I can still create an income. Not a big deal. But, yeah, my math was a little wrong there. Okay, being the Sag I am, I just really didn't pay attention to the details all that much. I thought I'm this old, but in actuality, I wasn't yet. So, anyways, long story, and I'm doing great because they take care of you. They truly do. I could say during this period of my life, I've got nothing coming in, and yet I'm able to pay the bills somehow each and every month and, do the things that I want to do. So, the things that are necessary to do. That's, there isn't a round the world tour coming up anytime soon. Anyways, but I want that. I want to get out there and do a tour. So who knows? Maybe I'll be in your neighborhood next week. Anyways, this is about cutting away what no longer serves you anymore. So like I was saying, Netflix, as great as it can be, doesn't really serve me in moving me forward in my goals and my dreams and my desires. So the hour or two that I would sit there and stare at the idiot box, my dad used to call it. The less time I would spend growing myself, right? So you kind of have to weigh things out. Yes, we want entertainment and happiness and joy in our life, but there also has to be that work and whatnot. This is saying, okay, does this really move you forward in some way? Okay, understand what is holding you back. Understand what the block is. Why you feel you can't move forward. Is it a fear? Is it an anxiety? Is it a belief? You might have always been told that people who have money cannot be trusted, and subconsciously you've only stayed at a certain dollar amount because, well, you want to be trusted, you want to be loved, you want to be accepted. And in the background, your mind is saying, if we have too much money, we will erase that from our lives. It will be no more. So sometimes we have to sit there in quiet contemplation and go within our heart and understand what we are walking, what we are living, what truths we hold dear to us, and why. This is also about making a commitment to yourself and then showing up for that commitment. Okay, consistent energy given to it. So you don't just show up in the office once a week and hope that everything's going to work out great. You show up consistently. If it's only 15 minutes a day, it's 15 minutes a day. If it's an hour a day, or to whatever you're working towards. Okay, I was just going back on the past story, sitting in the office, right? Me sitting in the office. So, but it could be anything for you. If you want to write a book, okay? Okay, so write one page today. That's it, one page. But tomorrow, I want you to show up. I want you to write another page. The following day, another page. And guess what? In a year, you will have a book with 365 pages ready to publish. Okay? It's the consistency. It's showing up every day, growing it just a little bit more and a little bit more and a little bit more. And some days you don't get anything done. Well, that's okay because you showed up. You met your commitment by showing up. Some days you're so productive you just can't stop. You're like, wow, I'm done already. But it's consistency. That commitment, that vow to ourselves, that goal that we set. And we have the Page of Cups. Well, this could be a day of love. I mean, if you're looking for someone, this could be a day you find them. Absolutely, with this card. It's more about wishing for joys and happiness, and, you know, this kind of takes you into, this is really Venus, okay, exploding here on us today with our emotions. And we are thinking outside the box. We are thinking like Cinderella kind of energy, right? Where all of a sudden somebody's going to show up, wave a magic wand, the pumpkin's going to turn into a beautiful carriage. You're wearing the most expensive outfit there ever was, and you get in that carriage, you go to the ball, you meet the prince or prince, and you live happily ever after. These are the kinds of dreams that we can kind of summon up, okay? So we have to be careful that we're not just diving into, wanting this in your life, okay? There's always a way to feed that fantasy. But the fantasy is never going to get you to where you truly want to be and need to be. But it's okay to dream. It's okay to expand your thoughts to what could be. Okay, and Venus will do that. Venus will open up your creativity. Remember, this is an Aquarius, so we're thinking outside the box. We've just talked to Pluto, so it is about our passions, and it's do or die kind of energy when it's Pluto. Death and rebirth. So we could be saying, I don't want this part of my life anymore, but I want to expand over here. And so grow the dream. This is a card to grow the dream. Grow it right outside the boxes. Like there are no boxes, just grow it. I think you will be amazed at of what actually happens if you really follow the energy here. And don't try and put anything into stone. This is not this energy. This is energy is light. It's about growing your best life ever. Okay, maybe you always wanted that certain car and it's in the driveway, and so you see yourself leaning against this car or posing with it, more than likely, right? Sitting behind the wheel. But, what do you got? Leather or cloth? Is it four on the floor or a little button you turn? How many USB ports does it have? How do the doors open and close? Does it drive itself? What do the tires look like? What do the rims look like? What is the color? Do you have pinstriping or anything to, make it stand out, flash it a little bit more? And start adding to your dream with the details of what could be, how it could look, how it could feel, how it could smell, and who you are within that picture. Because so long as we stay grounded, so long as we stay centered, so long as we think through what we're doing, it is incredible creative energy for us. We get an idea, we get that aha moment, we get that little epiphany, and we start working towards it. We start, turning on the computer and Googling some information and finding a course on it and gaining some knowledge and understanding. And before you know it, it'll move you forward very quickly with this energy. Could make you very regret some moves too, right? So we have to think it through. The big picture, 6. The big picture. This is also a new deck. didn't get it too long ago. There is so much more going on than you realize. When we get up in our heads and overthink things, we start to miss much of what's going on in the world and around us. You might be trying to micromanage a situation and are too focused on the small details. Try looking at this from different angles. If you've been struggling with a problem or a tough situation, this card can signal that you will find the answers if you stand back and view everything from a larger perspective, or maybe even somebody else's viewpoint. So yeah, I think, being the observer could be, your superpower today. Because then you can see the big picture. You can see better what you are going after, what you are striving for, what you are working towards, what matters, what doesn't matter. Where is the true joy? Where is the true happiness? Where is the true beauty? Where is the true passion? Our animal today is the unicorn. Infinite possibilities. I kid you not. That's exactly what the card is. Infinite possibilities. And obviously this is a new deck too. So, unicorn. I cannot see it. I think it's the background though. I don't think it's me. What do you think, Ron? I've got it in my left hand. You are the sovereign of the seen and unseen worlds. The magic of love surrounds you. Beauty transforms you. Listen to the spirit of light. Abandon the darkness. Go beyond the ordinary and become legendary. And that's exactly what this energy is if we utilize it to the best of our abilities and take the strong approach to it. Okay, so know that the magic of love surrounds you. And with Venus, yeah, the magic of love definitely surrounds each and every one of us today. Beauty transforms us. What is another thing that Venus has? It's beauty. It brings out the beauty in things. We see the beauty in things. The beauty transforms us. Listen to the spirits of light. Abandon the darkness. Is that, what are we doing when we're looking up here? Okay? Are we listening to the spirits of light there? Abandon the darkness and go beyond the ordinary and become legendary. And that's exactly what you can start today going forward. Until we meet again, remember, I do love you.